If you old enough, you know where that come from. I wonder if this will work. Can I do like a backlighting type thing? Because what I don't want is that in my eyes. And this is what we about to do. It's not completely light, but it's not dark. And that's all that matters. Is that it's not dark in here. Let's brighten that up a little bit. Yeah, we're going to do backlighting from now on, probably, because these eyes can't keep looking in these UV lights. LEDs, whatever. It's like looking into the sun. I think that's what's messing my eyes up. Hey, y'all. Ooh, I had to lay down and take me a nap, honey, because the crazies was out early in the morning. Hey, the crazies was out early. Good morning. I mean, evening, afternoon. The crazies wasn't they, Queen? It's Sarah. They was out early. They was out early. They was out early. Real early. I brought my massager in here and everything. I don't plan on holding any books right now. So, what you guys doing? It's Saturday. Roll with Kid and Play. Come on now, Frank. You old enough? How you know about that? You old enough? Yes, the rewatch was funny. They listen. I was trying to. I can't. Sometimes I just can't. Sometimes I just. We're about to start coloring in 30 minutes. Oh, y'all about to get moving then. I hope y'all have a great time. I really do. I really do. Because I got to get on that damn shelf. Y'all know that shelf was just laying in my kitchen, my dining room, like building blocks. I wonder if God feels about me how I used to feel about my kids. We're just leaving stuff. Like, you're just going to leave it there? Well, yeah. I was busy, so I just didn't come back and get it. Because that's basically what I be doing. Finally watched The Exorcist. Believer. Okay. Y'all about to have a good time, ladies. Don't say yeah, he probably is, because you part of the problem. Why I can't focus on one thing. Listen, I divorced my ex-husband because one of the things is he kept my mind frazzled, and I don't like that because I'm a methodical thinker for the most part. And y'all be having me feeling like I got ADHD. And I'm not laughing about that. I'm saying that's how y'all be making me feel. Because I get started on one thing and then y'all see me something else. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then 7 months go by. And I ain't seen it. I ain't touched it. I forgot I even had it. Yeah. That's what y'all do to me. Hmm. And I have to say thank you about it. That y'all get to help me be scatterbrained in some areas. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I went to sleep, though. I took me a nap, family, because I think it's been a long 2 years. And I think that the go, 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 go that we did is finally catching up with CERCA. And then, too, I got a year older, so I could be losing estrogen as to why I just be wanting to lay in my bed. I got to stop doing that. Because I be like, I'm tired. But I moved around for about 30 years. Just constantly going and going and going and going. That's probably why this little extra stomach thing came, because this is the most non-moving I've done as far as like up and down, constantly moving, because I made bread and butter and picked up kids and washed clothes, you know, the mama stuff. And so, yes. Now, let me ask y'all a question. I was thinking about something. Normally, when you're depressed, where is the first place on your body that you grab? Or if you're feeling stress in your body, where do you normally touch first? Your head, your stomach, Your heart. Nobody grab their neck and their shoulders like this. I'm saying when you feel the stress in your body, so you go like this. Nobody start working their shoulders out. And you'll try to, I'm trying to see something. Okay. Y'all know what I thought about today? Who saw that movie? Is it The Ring? Where the girl crawl out the well? Okay. And at the end of the movie, wasn't a person sitting there and the demon was sitting on their shoulders and the person was hunched over with a stoic face, not saying nothing? Is this what happened? Thank you, Shebe. Is this what happened in the movie or no? I was sitting there thinking about that. Ain't it crazy? Well, then you need to then don't come on out the class until we stop talking about it, Pumpkin. If that movie scares you, because I'm about to talk about it. Love you, one love. But if it scares you, you probably want to get out and come back a little bit later. And remember, it was rubbing the head like this. Where we rub our temples when we stressed. The shoulders, the legs, and what do we normally do? Like this. If you have another person sitting on your shoulders, it is going to weigh you down. They said depression hurts. Well, if you got 100 or 200 pounds sitting on your shoulders, you'll go down to the ground. And you can't see it in your physical body, but your flesh can feel it, and your spirit can feel it. Your flesh is a manifestation of what's going on in your spirit, and it starts to affect your carnal body. Ooh. And it crawled out from somewhere dark, deep, and distant and came and sat on your shoulders. Wells are portals. And a lot of times you don't know where the bottom of the well is. Some wells don't have no bottom. This is stuff I be thinking about. This is stuff God bring in my mind, and I'll be like, dang, I never thought about that. Oh my goodness. This is the first place we touch, and this is where that demon was rubbing. And then we rub our neck out and rub our shoulders, maybe right in the middle if they slunk down, holding over you like this. I mean, think about it. They used to say, oh, she got a monkey on her back. He got a monkey on his back. We do know that some of the giant's children were turned into 8 men. And they are now the evil spirits that run through here. Oh. Right, Miss Rhodes. When they say that in reference to addiction, that means you don't have any control. There's something that controls you, right? When they say, oh, he got that monkey on his back, or she got that monkey on their back, that means there's an outside source that is controlling you. And even when you don't want to, it's going to make you do it. Y'all call it the Hank. Okay. So it has a name, the spirit, Hank. In other instances, they give a description. It looked like a monkey. And the medical community has given it a name called depression and stress. Y'all getting it? What if worry is a spirit that holds the door open for anxiousness and then stress and then depression? So if you open the door and allow worry to come in, worry brings anxiety with it. Anxiety brings stress to your muscles because you're not supposed to be excited like that in a nervous way. It emits or it secretes different enzymes compared, right? And then fear. And then when you feel like you can't do nothing about it, despair and depression come in. And now all of them things is sitting on your, come on. And you start to close the blinds and close the windows, and you are in the dark, which is where the spirits is used to being. Remember? They in a cold, dark place. That's why they want to inhabit a warm body so they can see the light. But then they make you start living the way they live, which is in the dark. You start wearing dark clothes. You darken your hair. You don't want to be bothered with nobody, alone and in the dark like the demons are, where God cast them in between. Wow. So once they inhabit you, you start to live like they live. They cause you to go into the darkness that they have to stay in. And the only time they get out is when they get to inhabit a person. Y'all don't think that's crazy? Even the medical community says you can feel depression. It hurts. And I don't know if you've ever been in deliverance ministry, but when a demon is called out of you, you feel pain like no other. It's worse than birth, giving birth, naturally. It feels like you're being ripped from the inside out. That's why sometimes there's blood in real life. How do you get delivered? You definitely don't play with it. I don't let people in my life. Sorry, pumpkin. Yeah. So first of all, you have to fast, and so that God can reveal to you what's there. I, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Deliverance is not something you play with. It's not that I'm delivered. No, you can die. You can die. So if you're not dealing with a person that actually understands deliverance, you stay away here. This is not no. You can die. It is so much stress on your body that if the person you have to fast, you have to pray. There are things that you have to do to get ready for deliverance. It ain't just unless God just needs it to be snatched out right then. But oh no, you have to get, like I told y'all the story of what happened to me. God had me write all this stuff down on a piece of paper, and I didn't even know why, and I had to give it to a specific person. Well, the devil tried to throw that out and make me go to this other person, and I broke down in tears because I heard God loud and clear. But when I gave the small piece of paper with this 7 or 8 words on it, or whatever it was, to the person, okay, that I was supposed to give it to, the next week, when nobody could understand what was going on with me in the church, she knew exactly who and what to call out. Because God had given it to me 7 days earlier, or however many days earlier, and I didn't even know why I was giving this lady this paper, because I didn't even really know her like that. And didn't know that was going to be my saving grace. You hear me? Demons will laugh at you too, Sarah. Y'all didn't seen the movies. It's just like that for real. It's just like, I don't care what nobody tell y'all. Them movies be on it. Folks do be crawling walls. Their heads do be turning. Their bodies contort. They do throw up. They do speak in other languages. They do have other voices. And they do know everybody's business in the place. So you better be right. They talked to my mama. And the first deliverance ministry I ever saw was my mama that I can remember. I was like 5 or 4 years old. Like, whoa, they rushed us to the basement. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on in here? Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe in deliverance, honey. I don't, but you, folks, now I would be scared. That's when people really used to fast for a month. And they really used to be in their room praying and not talking to nobody and not watching TV and not eating certain things. They kept a strict diet because you got to be strong when you dealing. Little girl, I was 21. Oh, you talking about when I saw my mama? No, God was preparing me for what the life I was going to have to live and do. Things that I told y'all what happened. And I done did a few deliverance ministries later in my life. And I was like, I didn't sign up for this. This ain't the life I wanted to live. I wanted to live a different life. God said, I know, but I picked you. I said, no. You don't understand. This ain't what I want to do. I'm not a queen. And I'm not a, come on now. That goddess stuff and all of that, it don't work over here. My name is CERCA. Just regular CERCA. Miss CERCA if you're nasty. No, I'm just playing. But no, I'm CERCA. You ain't got to do all that queen and goddess over here. It's not going to get you nowhere. I promise. I'm just CERCA. Dean'll do. Ah! Yeah, Dean'll do. Dean'll do. I want to watch Babe. That's the movie I want to watch. He said, what are you? She said, a you. He said, no, what are you? She said, a you. He said, you're a sheep. I'm a you. I just want my mom. Listen, y'all, that movie makes me cry every time. Oh, God. I'm a you. He said, you're a sheep. And ran off. His ass was mad. Listen, I don't know where that came from, but I love that movie. Listen. Oh, you got to watch that movie. Girl, you pregnant too? You gonna cry your eyes out and look at all your kids like this. What? Oh Lord, that movie will make you hug your kids tight. I promise you, dude. Your husband might cry too. Everybody gonna cry. I promise you gonna get up and make them some cookies and stuff. He said, I want my mom. I said, oh God, y'all was pregnant with my son too. Oh Jesus. Yes, we talk about babe. Listen here. Whole time I was pregnant with my son, I watched that movie. I should have, because it made me emotional. That and Space Jam. Space Jam and Babe. And my silly self was gonna watch them. And then as soon as it said, I believe I can fly, I broke down. Yes. Oh God, listen to me. Space Jam used to have me, just the song. And I just listened to it and cried. My brother used to look at me like, what the hell why do you keep watching this if it make you cry? Why? Just crazy. Pregnancy do a whole different thing to you. I promise it do. I don't care what I say. You turn into a whole different individual when you have another human growing in your womb. I don't care. I do not care. It is a different experience, and I did it 4 times. It's good. No. No. I was just as crazy as a betsy bug. That they don't tell you. Pregnancy equals craziness. And me and my piggy watching TV, and I'm eating a bacon sandwich. Listen, it is. And will. Oh, Jesus. Hilarious. It changed you to a whole different being, honey. Anyway, back to what I was saying. That's another invader that changes your... You can look at a pregnant woman like they possess. They got another entity controlling what they eat, when they sleep, when they pee, what they like and what they don't like. It controls when they cry and when they don't. So literally when you pregnant, it's like you possess too. It's the same damn thing. So men, yeah, I understand. Yeah, they control if you like the way a person smell or not. No, I like that smell. No, you don't. Not for 9 months, you're not going to like it. You're going to abhor it. You're going to throw up every time that you smell it. Even though it used to be the best smell to you. You see? They tell you what you can like and what you can't like. Invaders. That's what they are. They control. You said that was me. That was me. Listen. I don't want it. Oh, I hated my hair, shampoo, and coffee today. I'm trying to tell you. You said a whole possession going on in ears. So husbands, if you want to understand, just think about when your wife was pregnant. That's what possession looks like. Somebody else controlling everything you do. I don't want that. I only want the Holy Spirit. And that's it. You said all I ever wanted was orange juice and candy. Pepsi and peanut butter and jelly for me, and then I was going to take it back to the toilet. My husband already said that I was an alien when I was carrying the babies. I don't let people with my life. Sorry. Hilarious. Yeah, that's funny. It was apples for you. Listen here. It's a real thing. At least y'all being honest, because it's a thing. It's pretty scary. You hate people you love. You love them, and you'll tell them you hate them, and they're horrible in a minute. Like, no, I don't really hate you. I don't know. The baby got me saying that. I don't hate you. I absolutely love. I don't even know where that came from. Kid in there like, yeah. I'm building the bridge in between y'all because I'll be there shortly and I need space. You know? Get out. Get out of here. think about it. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh definitely. I was getting divorced every month on my side. When my mean week came around, yeah, I wanted a divorce every week, every time. But that was in all reality. It was. I think when you be on your cycle, you see clearer than you ever do in the month. For the other 3 weeks, stuff just gets by you. But when you're on your cycle, it's like you can see for real, and you ain't going for it. We drove from Germany to London for Krispy Kremes. Germany to London. N- no. No. Yeah. When you own, you see life for what it really is. Other stuff you will just blow by. When you're on, it's like everything is completely clear and you're seeing what you're seeing. Yeah. Yeah. It's a real thing. So just understand, man, y'all be careful out there. Because the lies don't fly on that week. You better just tell the truth. If you gonna lie, do it the other three. Because it's not a good thing. And I ain't encouraging you to lie. But if there's a week you want to tell lies, that's the week she gonna go looking. That's the week everything is gonna peak her. Because her senses are heightened. Because you got to think of what menstruation is all about. She's shedding something, one. But two, she can still get pregnant. So everything in her body is, all the senses are heightened. Everything, her hearing, her sense of smell, everything, because she's either preparing to take a baby or that is getting ready. You see what I'm saying? It's this whole process. So your body is, at that moment, it is different, and that time is completely different. Everything catch her ear. She can see time and stuff, because it's a different time. So I just say, don't cut up on them days. Do what you're supposed to. And now that we know that baby batter gives us a tracking device to y'all, which I already felt like it did, but the scientists proved it, just do what you're supposed to do on that week. Because she going to find out. Sucks for you. You might as well just go on and just tell the truth. And go where you say you're going. Listen, I'm just saying. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you. I mean, but do you not think that that's amazing how God made our bodies? That baby batter gives you a tracking system to your spouse and an instant lie detector test as well. Baby batter, who knew? Now that would have came in handy back in the day before we had GPS and where you could watch them, where they go, the tags and stuff. You could just feel to go the way that he was. If he was in the woods lost, you could find him, or he could find you. Not even just by tracking, but because God built that. Once you connect with a person in that way, now you can feel where they at. This is how people take a left and a right turn in a neighborhood they never been in, and boom, there go their person car at a place it's not supposed to be. This is how it happens. Way before GPS. Way before GPS, this was happening. So all of a sudden, you get asked to go to a club that you ain't never been to, and just so happen they out and they say they one place, and then you go there and they're there. No, that was the tracking system. The guy set it on up. Or maybe you over here and you don't even know they across the way, and you come out and see. I don't know who I'm talking to. Don't do it. I don't even know where this came from. Do not do it. That they called you and they said this is where they gonna be. She gonna be there too, cause her sister gonna call and say, it's a store over here we've been wanting to go to. Don't do it, sis. His brother is gonna call and say, hey bro, it's this little shoe place I wanted to go to. And your butt gonna be over there with old boy. I'm trying to tell you, this is a warning. I don't know what's going on this evening. You didn't plan it. Don't do it. You gonna get caught. And you gonna be embarrassed. I don't know who. Just go on and slink back in the bushes and get back home. Cancel all the plans and put them on block. I'm for real. I feel it. I don't know who this is for. And they might not even be in the class. You better not do it. I feel that. Go on and just... Don't do it. Don't do it. Cause then you gonna be coming here on Tuesday talking about CERCA. I messed up. We already know in the portent came. The warning came. What's today? Saturday? It's 6:22. We got witnesses right here on YouTube. We got witnesses here too, but it's recorded that I told you. Don't do it, and I don't want to hear about you talking about you done messed up on Tuesday. You have to tell them no. Right. They be wanting to part. You got to tell them no. You got to. Even if you didn't tell them 4 times, you got to tell them no. Just tell them no. I know she sent you 4. Tell her no again. You got to tell her no. Don't even do it. You gotta tell them no. Right. Yeah, nah, because sin starts in your mind. Sure do. It sure does. Man, ain't that something? It sure do. If I was you, I wouldn't do it. I mean, you do what you want to now. You do what you want. Do what you wanna do. You know what I'm saying? You can do it if you want to. I wouldn't if I was you. I would steer clear, honey. Cause what you gonna be getting ain't what you about to lose. It's a book in here somewhere. In this place. This might be the brother of it. Oh, that's the book. Hey, I don't know who that was for, but please be smart. Don't be crazy. Hold on, y'all. Y'all want to do some AUG? Y'all want to read some the Lost Book of King? Who got the book? We'll play around in here for a little bit. Let's do it. All right. I'll be right back. So if you got the book of I'll get it, but if you have the book, you do not get to stop other people from looking, so you have to wait. When you give your answers, if you have the book or the PDF, you don't get to just answer. You have, and don't try to teach my freaking class. I'm gonna say that again because people think I don't know. That's why I don't like giving y'all the page or nothing, because some folks know that and they still gonna try to teach my class and answer or go ahead and give out clues. I don't need you doing that. Thank you. I'm just gonna say it now. I love y'all. Ash. um, you just Google it. I don't know. And you know, if I mention, I can't even, because y'all remember what y'all did to the other website. The Department of Justice came over and shut it down. And that website been up for 20 years. Like, no, I don't even know. You're not about to have the book people coming over here and stoning me. I say go to Google. Freaking DOJ. That thing been up for schools for years, and y'all got it shut down in less than 6 months. In less than 6 months, y'all got that website shut down. WOIU. Reading and stuff. And I need some water. Sure did. Y'all got that thing shut down to the Department of Justice. Really? Hold on, y'all. So I got water and didn't make coffee, but it's okay because I'll make some here in a minute. Really don't need that much. I'm trying to break down how much coffee I drink, even though I really be needing it because I don't take no medicine for lupus. I use coffee in my meds. That came. That's how I mean and pain me. So with that, let's get it. it. Oh, now let me quit playing with you. Okay, so look here. If you have the book, I'm on page 50. I would appreciate it if you do not try to teach my class and go ahead and mention stuff that's ahead of where we're reading. I do not like that. It irritates me. Just if you read ahead, keep it to yourself because you don't know which way I'm going with it. So just, okay? I don't like it. You might not know, but I don't. And just chill out, okay? I love y'all. Here we go. So it says, this is the 100,000 Giant War as scribed by both Enoch, the keeper of the bodies, before Baal or Baal, and Anzal, the slayer of the smaller selves, before Baal. So if you are new here and you don't know, but if you do, it is the book of Og. The book of Og is one of the last books of the Rephaim. Now, Og is mentioned in different places in the Bible, okay, as a king of Og of Bashan, right? So can y'all go look up, for those of y'all that already know, we just gonna, play around, but where was Og? Well, we know he was from Bashan, but where would Bashan be right now? If this was back in Bible times, where is Bashan at? What area is Bashan in our world right now? Iraq. Iraq. Is it Iraq? It says Iraq. Iraq. So he lived in Iraq, right? It says Syria, Iraq area in between. Well, we know the lines was probably blurred. Is Syria or Iraq? It was probably both. It was probably both. It was probably that area. Because ain't Syria and Iraq like right across the line? Is Syria and Iraq right across the line? Or in the same like region? Hey, baby. I don't know because I don't have my thing with me. They're very close. Okay, so what? Okay. So Syria and Iraq are close. 9 times out of 10, the provinces was like one at one time. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, they conquered them and they changed their names and blase skip. So we know that the giants was living in and Uruk. I don't let people in my live, y'all. Gotta pick. You send it to me, Hotmata, so I can learn how to turn that off. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Maybe I am gonna need some coffee. Let me go get it. Tell me other races of giants that were living in Bashan. While I go make me some coffee, because I'm gonna need it. Can y'all find any other races of giants that were living in Bashan, please? That's what you're looking for now. Other races of giants that live near Beishan, in Beishan. I figure I'll show y'all this because I ain't done with it, but this is the color of the shelf that's going to be in my room. It's going to be dark and light gray. Y'all see it? And y'all know I had to put my sparkles on it. Y'all already know any wood piece I make is going to have sparkles. Let me turn it this way so y'all can see. And then I'm going to just turn that back. Y'all see it? This is the color it was, as you can see. And this is the color it's going to be. So, and then I have darker and lighter pieces, so it's going to look kind of like ombre. Y'all know I got to put sparkles on everything. So it's going to be this gray color whenever I'm finished, compared to our brown. I don't know if you can really see it because the sparkles be changing it. But it's still late in the living room, in the kitchen. It's still late in the kitchen. It's still late in here. Oh, 8 feet long. And about 5 feet tall. So just imagine that space. It's as long as this one in here. About as tall as this one. Well, it's probably about like right there. It's not as thick though, because that wood heavy. Yeah. And then the lights went out. Yep. And I still ain't finished. Sparkles make things better. They do. They absolutely do. Oh, shoot. I done came in here without the coffee. Quit playing. Hold on. Happy to move some of that wood around just a little bit. So now I'm tiptoeing through wood boards because they still stood up in the way I'm gonna put it together. They not laying flat, they still up like a box. It says Beishan is modern day Syria, West Jordan. Okay. The Zemzemin and the Hittites. The Hittites lived in Syria and Jordan. The Hittites? Really? And we know they was giants, right? Right? The Hittites? This we know. And if we go over here, not here, on the ground, right here. Hi. Look here. Hola, hola. So this is the wars before 1000 CE. And look who was moving around. Look. Who was in a war? The Hittites at Kadesh. It's one of the first wars listed. The Hittites? Really? The Hittites. the other giants that lived in Syria and Jordan and Iraq were the Hittites. The very ones that the Smithsonian said went against the Egyptians, who I also told y'all was giants. Remember? And remember, this is why I told y'all that all of the races that surrounded Israel, okay, the reason that God used to tell them not to be scared is because they was giants and they was animals. They was hybrid beings. This is okay. So this war at Kadesh, you see it? You see it say the Egyptian New Kingdom, the clash of empires. Okay? You see this. Hittites lay in ambush for the Egyptians. Y'all see this, right? Right. Now, if I come over here and grab this, another Smithsonian, you see what they say from Madonna civilization to present day. Y'all see it? Okay. Now look. Actually, this isn't the book, but I'm going to show y'all in here too. What's that say? Don't pay attention to my fingernails. They look horrible. Just don't. Y'all see it? The first artist. What we see there? You see it? The first artist. Right? The first artist. See what that say? Now, we just looked at this in another picture. I'm going to show you this. But do you see what this says right there? His war against the sea peoples. The sea peoples. You see it? Now, I'm going to show you this picture in another book. But you see that say his war against the sea peoples? And who did we talk about today that was the sea person? Because if they sea people, why he on land with them? He on land. And I'll show this picture that I'm about to show y'all all the time. We looks at it all the time. This is that picture in color. And I told y'all he was bigger than the other people for a reason. This was the start. Remember when the giants came? In Enoch, when the angels came and they taught the men to make swords and shields and bracelets and how to extract the metal out of the rock for weapons. Prior to that, there wasn't any war. You hear me? Okay? So here in the book of Og, which is the book of the giants, it says that they was fighting against the Syrians or the Jordan, that, you know, this is where they was at. We know that Nimrod was a giant. Okay? We know this. We know that all of the monolithic structures that he built were massive. The people that were working with him were also giants that lived in these regions right around Israel. Okay? We know this. Like you said, the Zamzumins, or the Zimzimins, or the Zimzims, all of these different races. Because remember, there was 200 angels that came down and made it with the women. And not only the women, but the animals. And the fish and the birds. They made it with everything. As to why we have harpies and all of the stuff that we have. So, we can go back in history and look and see the wars. We can go to the Bible and see who they was fighting. But now when you think Hittite, I hope you're not thinking little bitty person. Now when you thinking the sons of Anak, which we about to read about, because if you see here, it says the war, this is the 100,000 giant war ascribed by both Anak, the keeper of the bodies. The Bible talks about the sons of Anak. The Bible talks about the giants eating flesh. These people eat flesh. They are cannibals, okay? Now listen. It also talks about Anzal. Now who remembers when we went and we looked up, not only is Anzal now a demon name, Anzal is also the name of a lot of medicine. Who remembers that? Y'all remember that class? When we went and looked up Anzal? Right? And Anzal is the name of a what is the medicine name? What is the other medicine? Y'all remember? Or what is it for? What does it do? Hello? What medicine is Anzal? Y'all remember? Is y'all looking it up? I'm waiting on somebody to go find it. Everybody talking about, y'all typed I didn't know. It's a benzo. Anxiety and depression. It's used to treat anxiety and depression. Who was here for the beginning of the class? Did we talk about depression and anxiety and how they're evil spirits at different times? And now we know that there's a medicine that's named after a demon named Anzal that treats anxiety and depression. I wonder what the side effects are. What are some of the side effects of Anzal? Tell me. A benzo. What's some of the side effects of a benzo? Tell me. It calms the brain by decreasing the abnormal and excessive activity. Why would that medicine be named after an evil spirit that was in the 100,000 giant war? It causes confusion. One of the side effects is confusion of a benzo. What else? Slurred speech, sedation, drowsiness. What y'all got? It's used to treat bacteria of the brain. Okay. Drowsiness, memory loss, like blacking out. Okay, like blacking out. I don't remember doing that because the spirit then took over your body. Muscle weakness, lightheadedness, drowsiness, hallucinations. So a medicine that's named after an evil spirit that used to be a whole night, it causes nightmares. Trouble breathing and vomiting. What's a demon's job? To steal, kill, and destroy. Steal your memory, kill your body, decrease libido because they don't want you to produce children because you were put here to be fruitful and multiply. Feeling of isolation and euphoria. You mean like in the dark and seeing spiritual things. Heart problems and liver disease. Anzal, the slayer of the smaller cells. Would y'all like to know who the smaller cells are? The regular humans. The smaller cells in this book are the regular human people. These people. So as we read this book, keep this picture in your mind. These are the smaller cells. And this is a sorceress or the goddesses because they slept with the fallen angels and produced babies that had gigantism. They come out small. We read it today. But in childhood, there's excessive and exponential growth. You mean exactly what happened to the women that slept with the angels and created the titans? In the 7th generation from Adam? So as we read this book and you see smaller cells, I hope y'all see that she's standing on his feet and her head is barely up to his knees. Y'all can see that. She's standing on top of his feet. This is the goddesses that you're going to read about. The sorceresses, the mothers of the giants. And so, and I'm going to show this all the time because I need y'all to understand. There's human people right there at the bottom. And they said we look like grasshoppers to them. And when they went into Canaan and all of these different places, Jericho, and you see there's 3 different size people here. It's the little people at the bottom. Those little people that climbed up there. The guy right there, that's a body. And then that's a body. These are the bodies of the titans. Here you go, right here. Because you see the 3 different size people. It's people right there. This is a person. And then there go us. Big people, medium-sized people, the smaller cells. Just like it says in the Bible. They see us as grasshoppers, and we see them as such. Like this. Right here. Like the people that live in Petra. Like those big old steps that you see. Like the Nazca lines. Yeah. We use our manners. Can you please tell me? Just because we on the internet don't mean you don't gotta have manners. You don't walk into the store and say, tell me the name of that. What is that? You say, can you please tell me? And then I'll tell you. We use our manners. Please share a book list. I have a small one on my what's the name, but I don't have no book list. That's like telling people your social security number. That would be like telling people the equal of my social security number. Not these books now. You'll get to see them if you stay around. Yeah, but yeah, no. All right. So with that, now that you know that Anzal the Slayer, can I ask you a question? What does it mean to be, what does a slayer mean? What's the definition of slayer? Not our definition of slay, but what was the original definition of slay? What is it? Tell me. See, it's how we know benzos, their original name that the chemists use is Anzal. And it's so weird because the name pharmacy, the word to destroy. To destroy. To put to death. So Anzal the Slayer is the name of our medicine now. We just read all of the things that the drug benzo makes you feel and do. Because a lot of depressed people unalive themselves. And he was the slayer of the smaller cells. Looked like he's still on his job. Because they said that medicine causes depression and anxiety, which leads to euphoria. Is that not what we just... So one of the giants that was in 100,000 Giant War that scribed or wrote what happened in this book. I told y'all they had scribes back then. And we know from the book of Enoch that there's giants. We know from the Dead Sea Scroll, and we know from all literature, everywhere around the world, they had stories of giant people in their land. And we have people that have gigantism now. So it's not, we got giants now. They all play basketball. They are now the same thing that they were back then, because in the Bible it says the mighty men of renown, they were warriors and conquerors, and they fought in arenas and stuff like that. Oh, okay, so they still doing the same thing. They just didn't change their name to athletes. But the athletes are normally always bigger and stronger than everybody else. So nothing has changed. They just don't call them that. They call them athletes now. Because we still got people that can run and throw a disc. We still got people that wrestle with bears. We still have people that, come on now. We still got big, tall people, taller than everybody else, that go and play basketball and they play football and do all of these things. They can pick up trucks and pick up diesels and pull trains. We still got them here. The mighty men are still here. But they just changed their name from warrior and conqueror and this to athletes. Congratulations. Okay? Here we go. And they're still here. Right? So now that we know there are medicines named after, and the sons of Enoch are mentioned in the Bible, then the king of Bashan is also. So then this is a story that should have been in the Bible, and it probably is. And I just have to look at the wars. Okay? So we're going to move on. Anyway. Now the uncircumcised Rephaim came to join forces with Og, King Og, arriving from the hot and cold lands of elsewhere. All the dispersed, uncircumcised Rephaim from the four corners of the world they came. What happened in Game of Thrones? Who's new here? Because I want to show you before we get started all the way in this, because you might not know what we're talking about. Who's new? Raise your hand. I'm going to show you something real quick. Please. If you knew, if this is like first, second time being here, whatever. You ready? Okay. Did you watch Game of Thrones? Anybody watch Game of Thrones? If you not new, don't answer this question. Y'all already know. Okay. So do y'all know that this is where they got Game of Thrones, the dragon siblings from? That was not a made up thing. That is real. Those same dragon siblings were in here in the 100,000 Giant War. And look, it says the dragon siblings with white hair and blue eyes entered the 100,000 giant war from the east. The dragon siblings that told of a wealthy city in the sky. The dragon siblings who worship gods we don't know. And they used to walk up to people in Game of Thrones and say something to the old gods and the new. That's why they did that. See that? And they fought. The kingdom of Og hired the dragon siblings with the gold strip from Bel of the Earth's temple. Did you know? Isn't that crazy that that's not new? That's not a new thing. So the war of the seven kingdoms. It says they came from all four corners of the earth, didn't it? The 100,000 giant war, that's what it said. It was a kingdom. They came from the hot lands and the cold lands. Ain't that what happened in Game of Thrones? Yeah. And they had dragons and giants and and they had white hair and blue eyes. The wildlings, Remember they had that big old giant walking, boom, boom, boom. Remember? And they had a dragon right at that time. All right, let's go back. Here we go. It says, arriving from the hot and cold lands of elsewhere, all the dispersed uncircumcised Rephaim from the four corners of the world they came. When the uncircumcised Rephaim had arrived, King Og anointed his hair and beard with oil. He stood before 100,000 of them, all in the high place of Baal, or Balenciaga, of the earth, looking over his warriors and kingdom. He spoke with a loud voice, saying, thrust your sickle and reap, for the time is come for you to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. For Baal of the earth and for the loss of the moon child we go to war. He said his voice was strong. His voice was strong as that of the harpists, musicians, pipers, and trumpeters. Baal of the moon then spoke through King Og's smaller self. Hold on. So who remember that it said that the angels, the first thing that they taught their wives was magic? Remember? Before they even blew their back out, they taught them roots and plants and incantations. The mothers of the giants were the first sorceresses. Look who this giant Rephaim is having practice. You see it? See the word right there? Baal of the moon then spoke through King Og's smaller self, sorceresses. Ogius, Orneus, we know he a demon. Anzal and Anak, the keeper of bodies. The Bible talks about the sons of Anak. Ogius is mentioned in there. I think that's Og's little brother. And Orneus is mentioned in the Testament of Solomon as a demon. Remember, he said, I was born of a human woman. In the Testament of Solomon, Orneus is a demon. But he said, I was born of a regular woman and my father was an angel, if I'm not mistaken. And what do everybody say all the time? That's my OG. Conjuring up Og and didn't even know it. And then if you like benzos, you messing with his homeboy he used to run with. Ain't that crazy? How do you conjure something? You call its name. Or write his name down. Okay. Isn't there other designer label too? I don't know, I'm sure. Balenciaga, and you see who they praying to. Balenciaga. Balenciaga means worship Baal, or Baal is king, or whatever, and who is they praying to? Baal. Yeah. Okay. Yep, here we go. They spoke to Ogeus, Orneus, Anzal, and Anak, the keeper of the bodies before Baal, saying, take 50 giants, one from each army, and command each one of the 50 to carry a stone as large as he can upon his shoulders, and lay them at the entrance to the fields of battle. This is where your army will sleep for the night for the battle tomorrow. Now, remember I told y'all about the wars? Oh, there's a sorceress. Oh, there's them with some big old rocks. Oh, there go the giants. Oh, the sorceress, the giants, and the big rocks. But remember when I told y'all about all of the stone hinges and stuff? And I said they always in a circle, but if they was getting ready to go and they put a circle out, a lot of times they sleep in a circle so everybody can hop up and they back to back. What they sitting on? Giants is sitting. Don't that look like Stonehenge right now? They little seats. A stool for them. If they 450 feet tall, you see it. And they all in a circle. Don't that look like Stonehenge stones to you? See the little people? You see the big people. See the little people and the big people? You see it. If they came from all corners of the earth and you can find a Stonehenge on every continent, then, well, so I told all of the giants, take one from each of y'all and go put a stone out there. Name of what books? You can buy all of these on Amazon. That's the Book of the Giants. The best thing to do if you're going to be over here is keep your screenshot fingers ready. All right, let's move on. You're welcome. Just like 300. Come on, the stones are still there today. Sounds like Stonehenge. And yes, brown rose. All right, here we go. This is where your army will sleep for the night before the battle tomorrow. The Rephaim did as Baal of the moon had instructed them. 50 of the leaders of the armies carried large stones on their shoulders and piled them near the entrance to the field of battle. King Ogeus, I don't know how to say his name, Orneus, and Anak, the keeper of bodies before Baal, each moved the 50 stones to the center of the entrance to the field of battle between Og and Nimrod's kingdoms. The stones were to stay there to this very day. Anak then spoke to the army of 100,000, and said, these stones are assigned to you, so that when the smaller cells ask you, what do these stones mean to you, you can tell them. Is that not all that's on Ancient Aliens, is what these stones mean? What the insignias on them inscribed in them? And it was war after war after war after war with these giants. Huh? trying to tell us? Oh, they was obelisk and all of these things. And you said, what? Why were these rocks just here out of nowhere? And blah, blah, blah. And, well, the ancients, they used it for this. They used it for seats. Seats. And pillars to lay on. Isn't that what we saw on Harry? Was it Harry Potter? No. The Hobbit. The Hobbit. On the Hobbit. Remember? The big giants, they was stealing all the horses and eating them. And they didn't want no mutton. No man-made equipment today can move those stones. And can't. They be playing in our face. They be showing us what really is. They be playing in our face. You said I thought it was something. Well, I mean, demigods did touch them. Maybe there is a spiritual thing there. I don't know. Okay, look. It says, you can tell them the circumcised Nephilim were cut off from the kingdom of Og and from Baal of the moon. Therefore, these stones will always be a memorial for the uncircumcised Rephaim forever. King Og's army set up a camp. The giants then celebrated with food and drink served by stolas. Ain't that a kind of beer right now, stolas? Is that a kind of beer right now, a stola beer? Or something similar to that. I feel like I seen their name on a beer. Like a not Stella. Stoli? Is it Stoli? It's Stoli vodka? Not Stella, y'all. Stoli. Dwight, you should mind your business. I just woke up. Quit trying to tell me what to do. Do you want to go away? Why are you... Do you want me to just block you? Because you should go to sleep. You know I'm 44 years old, right? Thank you. I don't even know why you come back if I always got to talk crazy to you. You should just stop coming. Because if you've been here, you know who I am. Nobody tell me what to do but the Lord. Anyway, I saw a beer or some type of liquor that has that name. It's absinthe. Stolichnaya. Stoli for short. And we just be thinking they be just coming up with these names and stuff. They don't. They get them from somewhere. And ain't that funny? Hold on. Because what do it say when you go to the, what do it say when you go to the liquor store? What's it say? Wine and what? Alcohol and spirits. Wine and spirits. And now we learning that not only is our medicine named after spirits, our liquor is too. And when you drink different liquor, you act different. Like there's a different persona in you. Just like when you take certain medicine, there's a different persona. Okay. And now that we knowing that it's all in here, all the names have a meaning. All right, let's keep going. Here we go. It says Typhus, and there are 2,000 and 500 giants. So it's 2,500 giants. Who is Typhus? Typhoeus. Yes, you can have wine. Jesus drank wine. I'm not saying what you can't have. I'm just telling you what it is. I ain't telling nobody what they can or can't do. Everybody got their own. Um, that don't have nothing to do with me. You go to God and ask him what you can and can't do. And that ain't my job to tell you that. Yeah. Yeah, Sarah. Yeah. The offspring of Kronos. Typhon and Typhoeus is the same person. Y'all know this is where we get the name Typhoon. What is that? What is the typhoon? He's a storm giant. It's a hurricane? Didn't we just read something over here talking about how the Egyptians was fighting the sea people? Like a giant that could create a storm, like Storm from X-Men. And I said X-Men is real peoples. And they be selling y'all this Marvel in DC, but they tell you don't read the Bible and don't read none of this stuff right here, but they can sell it to you on Marvel and the church can go watch it together. So there was a storm giant, a person that was able like He-Man to pull out his sword and call electricity to it? I have the power! You said what? Huh? You said and did. So there was a giant that had a daddy that could control the weather. That was fighting with King Og. Can I ask you a question? Who was the Ice King in Game of Thrones? And what could he do? The Night King, excuse me, the Night King. What was he able to do? How did you know he was around? The white, what, right? How did you know they was around? What would happen? Winter and snow. He was the ice giant. Really? So we know that King Og had an ice giant that was running with him. Right. And so then if I go over here to Norse mythology and I look just right here in the first, I ain't even got to go far. Let me see something. You mean where the ice giants lived in here? In the upper giant world? Cause wasn't there some ice giants in Thor in Thor and Norse mythology? And they could make things freeze and they were blue? Like the people that were in Egypt and in India? That was fighting alongside. Wait a minute. Let me see something. Because I think I seen some blue people that might have been fighting right along with the Egyptians and stuff too. And some bird people and stuff. And I know we talk about this a lot, but we breaking it down even further now. This is what I be trying to show y'all. It's right in your face. Frost giants and stuff. Loki was the Ice King in Thor. You mean the ones that came from the cold lands to come see Og and the King of Asia and them? Huh. Mr. Freeze. Yep. I'm Mr. He's Mr. Snow. Oh, never mind. The heat miser and old boy. Loki color was blue too, and he was able to go back and forth in between a regular colored person and a blue person, was he not? Wasn't Loki able to be human colored and then blue? And then back to the blue and then back to the human color? You mean like these people that's the sea people that's fighting along? Because Typhon or Typhoeus is right here with King Og. Now, we read last night about Job and how his brother is Nereus, a sea god, the wise man of old, Job's brother. Yes. Remember we read in the real story of Job that Job's brother is Nereus. Who are Job's nieces? The Nereids. Sea folks, mermaids, mer people. Boy, God had to flood the earth with. Right. And we see that even Medusa could switch from a snake person to a snake. Could she or could she not? She could go from being a regular person to a whole snake being, right? Depending on the depiction that they show, Zeus and Poseidon can go from being in the water up Aquaman. They show you in a nice way that there are people that can walk on land and breathe underwater. And they say, I don't believe that. Well, what is a diver? Where they get that from? What's the submarine? Them people still walking around in there, ain't they? It's people that could do it without the machines, though. Still to this day. In the Solomon Islands. You mean Solomon had a woman from all walks of life? Makes sense. He had him some Amazons, too. Mm-hmm. The baddest ones. With the magical power. Remember, a lot of his wives at the end started being sorceresses because they had them doing magic. Remember? The one dude from Hellboy, the smart guy, Abe Lincoln, the water dude, and he was clairvoyant. That's one of my movies, and you know he was one of my favorite characters in there because he knew everything while he was eating his rotten eggs. Okay, thank you. I'm just trying to see they be putting it in your face the whole time. Here we go. So now that we know that Typhus or Typhon from Greek mythology was running with the sons of Anak, somebody go tell me where the sons of Anak are listed in the Bible. Because understand, every time you see that Greek mythology and you see Typhon or Typhoon or Typhoeus, in Greek mythology, understand that it was happening at the time when Og of the Bible and the sons of Anak was running through this piece. Yes, in the movie Clash of the Titans, Medusa was in there. See, I need to watch Clash of the Titans. Numbers 13 and 33 mentions the sons of Anak. Shishai, Ahiman, and Talmai. And I believe they're all mentioned in here. Okay. Yeah, the Odyssey is talking all about it. It's back there. It's right there. That's it. It's telling you the history of the kings of Assyria and Babylon. And I say this all the time because I have to get people to see you ain't going to have no excuse, because whether you read it in Marvel books or however you read it, you still reading the Bible. They just changed the names. I have to say this pretty much every day, but look. See right there? It says, instead of the Chaldaic, the Greek names of the kings of Babylon and Assyria are herein given as they are most commonly found in use. So when you read about the Greeks, you are really reading about the Chaldeans and the kings of Babylon and Assyria. Look. Deuteronomy 9 and Joshua 15. Okay? So now when we go back and you read the king of Og, you understand why Typhon, who is from Greek mythology, was there with king of Og, who is from ancient Mesopotamia. They was running together because they was all the children of the giants. And a lot of these people that Israel had to fight, the main reason they were scared is because most of these people was giants. They was way bigger than them. They had superpowers because their daddies was angels. Their mamas was witches. Oh, thank you. I like that. You know I like pop-up books, girl. Thank you. Ain't that crazy? But if you don't have the timelines, you'll be just thinking, oh, they copied this and they copied that. No, it was all the same people. They was the Assyrians and the Babylonians. This is when the earth started to spread out. I wish you were my Sunday school teacher when I was a child. I got kicked out for asking questions. Well, not over here. Unless they the crazy ones. That like be getting on my nerves. Like, why am I not asleep? Because I'm grown. That kind of stuff. So, come on. Whose toes is wiggling? Anybody's? Anybody's? You're welcome. Anybody's toes wiggling? Or your neurons is firing? Or anybody? I mean, because it's good information when you get to putting the little pieces together. Now, people that have been here a long time, they kind of know some of this, but we still get into the nitty gritty of who, what, when, where. That's your cousin, that's your cousin, that's your cousin. Yes. Yes, it'd be good. So now when you go back and watch movies, you be like, see, you don't know what had happened because let me tell you, because we just studied that in class. That's really. Now when you go back and watch Game of Thrones, it's going to look totally different to you. Totally different. When you go and you read it and you watch 300 and all of those movies now, you're going to pay attention to the symbols and all of that. And the reason that the gods wanted symbols in so much because their daddies all have sigils. All the signs that you be seeing, the demonic symbols that people use, they're the sigil of that angel. Well, of course, their kids had to have signs because their daddies was an angel. So that's why Venus is the way that it is and all of the different symbols, the trident and all of those different things. Those are in, if you look, certain angels have insignia or signs in their symbols that look like a pitchfork. I mean, not a pitchfork, but a what you call it? And of course, I don't know all of them, but we gonna find one here somewhere. See, look. These is we call them demonic symbols. But they use their sigils just like, and a lot of these is used in like blade and stuff like that, right? There go your Venus symbol. Right there, boom. Wonder if the Archangel Samael. Huh, that's another name for Lucifer. And isn't that funny? This is our Bluetooth symbol right there, ain't it? The Venus symbol is there. We see popsicles all the time and pinwheels that look like this. This is our symbol for woman or man on the bathroom doors, and it's an angel symbol. Don't they put this on all the kids' stuff? Do they? But what kind of guardian angel though? Because you don't know if it's a good or bad. These is on all our fences. These symbols is in the blocks around our houses, y'all. This symbol is on a lot of people's houses and gates. That's the DNA symbol right there. Anytime they show us DNA, that look like a DNA strand. Where do we know these symbols from? This also look like y'all nose ring. That hook one. Not me seeing one of my tattoos as a symbol. Uh-oh. Y'all listen. Who wore this? Y'all favorite woman's husband. Like these people on Benasse's internet, her husband. This is a symbol. And this is also on Elon Musk stuff too. This was on the, he's an inventor, and this is what's on the back of his jacket. That white one and black one he be wearing, part of this is on there. And what does he do? Invent things. If I'm not mistaken, Facebook dude got that on there too, on his jacket. No. But you know, God gave his names to angels. And then these, I didn't say these is good angels. Do you understand that? These are just their signia. And this is what you be seeing in them 5-point stars and in a lot of voodoo and hoodoo. This is the symbols they be using. And we don't pray to angels. We don't need no angelic symbols nowhere near us because we got Jesus. I'm just showing y'all that these symbols that we just think be people's logos and stuff have a whole different meaning than what you think. So you will be going in a building not knowing why you feel a certain way. Taking your kid to a place that you don't even know the insignia on the door is a spell, a ward. A lot of these designs is on stuff in our house, on our comforters and everything. Pieces in our art and on walls and everything. And they sell us this stuff because they know we don't know. It's on our tile. Everything. That symbol of that hat is on the Folgers I showed y'all. So the medicine Anzal, which is a benzo, mess you up. And it was a demon or a giant who was now a demon named Anzal, and he was the unaliver of the smaller cells. That's what he did, the destroyer of the smaller cells. If you in a euphoric state, that means you done lost your mind most times, right? If you stay there, it causes anxiety and depression, which means you're probably in almost like a manic state. I don't really know anybody that's ever took benzos, but do they go in like a manic like state, like they crazy? Blackout. That means a demon. We already looked up blackout. How is your body unconscious if you moving around? Your daughter did. You did. mm. That's maybe on one. They are managed. Managed by who? Because we looked up the side effects already. A pill named after an evil spirit manages you. And that name means destroyer of smaller cells, destroyers of people who are not giants. The pharmacist, it also says don't stop taking them on your own. I just be trying to see if y'all be seeing what I be seeing. Do y'all be seeing it? And it be small books like this that you'll never even realize exist that'll change your whole life about just something so simple. No, I'm moving on. Eyes wide open. Come on, Tay. All right. TTT. It says, so Typhoeus and their 2,500 giants, after the armies of King Og were satisfied with the marrow, the fatness, the bread, the cakes, the bunches of raisins, and red wine, they pushed their plates away and fell into a deep slumber. And Bel of the Moon gave King Og's army a spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until the day of warfare. So somebody put a spell on them. So they was like in a trance. The bleeding fingers of Baal of the sun then carved the light of the dawn before them. On that day of the full moon, the uncircumcised awoke, and the day star rose in their hearts. Now, on that morning of the full moon, the leaders of King Og's armies had gathered about his tent and awaited wisdom and instruction. To perceive the words of the understanding, to receive the instruction of the wisdom, justice and judgment and equity for the world was set to change on that day. And King Og stood at the entrance to his tent and prayed loudly to Bel of the Moon before his army, and Anzal transcribed it thusly. And I'm not going to read his prayer because he was praying to Baal, but we're going to move on. And then it says King Og puts on the whole armor of Baal. Like we put on the whole armor of God. Like we put on the whole armor of God, he put on the whole armor of Baal or Balenciaga. He was Balenciaga down. While y'all be putting on the whole armor of Balenciaga, which means Baal is king. Baal, the same people the giants was worshiping. So y'all be having y'all Gucci down to the socks. And don't even know you putting on the armor of the, not the Lord, minister. Not the Lord. You're not putting on the army of the Lord. Look. And the whole armor is your cap, your shirt, your pants, your shoes, and your jacket. You said what? You said this is really Game of Thrones and is. Mm. Draws too. Right. Ooh, shoot. Wonder why they were so expensive. Demons have a lot to pay. Moving on. All right. It says, then before the army of 100,000 giants, Anak helped King Og put on the whole armor of Baal so that he would be able to stand against the wiles of the incoming circumcised. So King Og took to himself the whole armor of Baal of the earth, and so that he would withstand on the day of war. And having done all to stand, King Og stood with his feet apart, having girded his loins with the truth of the uncircumcised. He wore the breastplate of the Baal of the moon. King Og also had shod his feet with the preparation for total war. Above all, King Og took the shield of Baal of the stars and constellations to quench all the fiery darts of the circumcised Nephilim. Don't this sound like the Bible? Remember I told y'all Lucifer is a copycat? And so are his people. How you gonna take God's stuff and fight against him with it? Take his word and change it. The devil's Bible ain't nothing but God's word with Lucifer's name and all that stuff in it. I told y'all that they are deceivers. Exactly. That's why people are like, oh, it's witchcraft in the Bible. No, they took biblical words and made it into witchcraft. They took the symbols of God, angels, and used it for the wrong things. The same way God give us stuff right now, and we take it and use it for the wrong things. We don't use it for its uses. That's why he destroyed the earth the first time, because people was misusing the stuff you not supposed to use it for that. And you using it for the wrong thing. So guess what? It ain't nothing new, because the angels, fallen angels, are who taught people to misuse the things that God, he said, you using it for something you ain't supposed to use it for. Give me that. I didn't create this for you to use it for this. I created it as a medicine. I created it as this or that. I created gold for you to enjoy it, not for you to worship it. Humans been taking the stuff that God gave us and using it for the wrong things. It's not new. Come on. Excuse me. Nothing new under the sun. Okay? So humans and people, thank you. Humans and people and humanoids have been taking what God gave us and using it for something else. He said, I gave you gold and you melted it down and made it into shrines and worship the gold statue that you made with your hands instead of worshiping me who made you with mine. Do you hear me? If you people worship water, the elements, there's angels of the, most of the angels were the angels of the elements. That's why there are goddesses of agriculture and goddesses of electricity and goddesses of this and that, because there was angels of all of that. All you gotta do is think about Tinkerbell and the fairies. Okay? There's a fairy for everything. Right, charging moon water and all of this kind of stuff. Let me say this to you. When you connected to the source, you don't have to connect to nothing to connect to him. Like I told y'all, people that do witchcraft and stuff, they got to use rocks and different wires to get their downloads. They just come straight to me because I'm connected to the source. But you need what do you call it? A connector. See, my Holy Ghost is my connector. I don't have to draw no energy from nothing else. Do you understand? Because God is my source. Do you understand? But some people need something so that they can pull that energy out of the... But I'm connected to the source. I don't need no rocks or nothing. I don't got to go outside and charge no rocks under the moon. I don't got to do none of that. I can stand right here in front of y'all and God will give me my download because I'm connected to the source of everything. I don't got to do no spells. I don't got to do none of that because he really do live down on the inside of me. So I don't got to go seeking no source if the source is already here. Why am I seeking power that I already got on the inside of me? If it's here, I don't got to go looking for it on the outside. Thank you. I don't got to use nothing else to connect to God. I don't got to do nothing with it. You hear me? So I don't got to sit no rocks out to get no power from them. I don't. You want to know how I know? Because as soon as the hair shoot up my body or God tell me to say something, somebody said, oh my God, I just did this right now. That's my connection. I don't need nothing. As soon as I get down on my knees and say, God, I need to talk to you. He's coming. Whatever energy, whatever I ask for, it's already here. I don't have to seek an outside source for power. Because once God stepped down on the inside of you, you already have supernatural power. If he really on the inside. Because see, some people, he just on the outside of them. And some people know how to fake the Holy Ghost. But you don't need to go seeking for power if it's already on the inside. He said, I've given you power over demons and this and your situations and everything else. So why is I'm seeking for power if I already got the Holy Ghost? I already got the power. You say, what now? If I already got the Holy Ghost, I don't need no external power because he already gave it to me on the inside. So I don't need no copper. I don't need no rocks. I don't need no crystals, no bowls, no smoke, no nothing to connect me to the source that created all things. Because it's already in me, if it's real. I got the power. He gave it to me. He said, once the Holy Ghost stepped down in you, you got all the power to do what you need to do. So why is I'm seeking power on the outside of my body if I really got the Holy Ghost? I don't need to. I already got it. It's going to come when I need it. The charge, the information, it's already there. Unless you really don't got it. And then you gotta go looking outside for the power. I don't need to. It's already here. Because God gave me the power when he stepped down on the inside of my body and said, I guess I can move in here. I need to do a little cleaning around. Maybe a lot in that back room. That back room, I'm just going to leave it closed for a minute and just straighten up out here. The part people can see first. And then, because that's going to take some work. I'm going to take some days off to get back there in that back room. You hear me? I used to be sad I had it and didn't even know what I had. I'm grateful now. to tread on serpents and scorpions and all power of the enemy. Come on, pew, pew, to tell me they plans and everything before they even know they about to happen. You said what? You said he be telling me the enemy plans before the enemy even know. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Before the enemy even know they about to try to come against me, God done already spoiled the plan. You said what? I don't want no outside source. I only want the inside scoop. You said, huh? I don't want to get no information from the moon or the sun or the stars or nothing. I want the information from the creator of those things. You hear me? I'll be right back. Mm-hmm. Only the creator. I only want the power that he got. Because everything else is knockoff power. It's power, but it's knockoff. All right, y'all. I'm about to attempt to try to build something on this shelf and see what I can do. If it don't work, I'm gonna come back. I'm about to gotta go try to act like my daddy and be a carpenter before it get too late. I got some blades coming. I'm happy. So y'all can go do some work now. We've been on here about 2 hours and 4 minutes. What? Thank you so much. I thank you, Ash. This is the thing. I be wanting y'all to look deeper. Don't just take everything at face value. Seek and find. You know what I'm saying? Do you know that God likes the smell of burning fat? The person that asked me, "Do I eat flesh?" Did you know that God has them separate the fat from whatever He having them because He like the smell of barbecue? I like what my daddy like, burnt meat, because he told them cook the fat separate because I want to smell it, and we like cracklings and barbecue. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have told you that if he didn't like the smell of it too. He didn't say boil it. He said, "I'm gonna send fire down and burn it up so that the aroma can reach up to heaven." The barbecue. Mm-hmm. And cook the fat separate because I like the way that smell when it's burning, when it's dripping down on the coals. So I like what my daddy like and do. Mm-hmm. If that answer your question. He like to smell of fat dripping on the coals, and I do too. Ooh, wait, somebody is cute. Ooh, it smells good back there. Let me get back there. You see that smoke, baby? I can smell it back here. Ain't that what my daddy said? He said he liked the smell of the fat. He said when you sacrifice that animal, put this fat over there, put this over there on the side and burn that. Ain't that what he said? Ain't that what he said? That's the word. Miss Floyd, that's it. But somebody found me the scripture where he telling them to burn the fat separately. Where's the scripture at? Where God said he liked the smell of the fat dripping down on the coals too. He said, I like the barbecue meat smell, but I really like it when that fat hits that. Where that scripture? I hope they got cookouts in heaven because I know they fire. It is, Ari. It is. Ooh, that makes, see, I was about to leave and go work on this shelf, but let's talk about it right now. This is definitely not a vegan crowd. Well, we got some vegans here. They like licking grass and stuff. You're welcome. Hold on, let me see if I can find something real quick. I'm looking for something. Excuse me. Real quick, and we looked at this before, but I want to show y'all something. Can y'all get y'all volume 1 before we get to what I wanted to show y'all? Can we get to go to volume 1, page 122? It's in Levi 3:16, Isaiah 1 and 11. Okay. Can y'all get y'all book 1 and go to page 122, please? I want to show y'all something. Who remembers me saying, hold on 1 second, I'm looking for something. And y'all know I got so many these books that be having all the, I don't be knowing which one that's in just because they all sometimes be the same. They'll have some of the same photos, but I can't remember which specific book. Come on. That, you know, the picture I'm looking for. Real quick. Hold on. It's probably not even in this freaking book, girl. That's why you can't find it. I can't find it. Ah! Ah! I just want to make sure I have it there first. Okay. Here we go. Right here, it says, and I looked and saw flying spirits, the solar elements called phoenixes and chalkadries, strange and wonderful. For their form was that of a lion, and their tail that of a blank, and their head that of a crocodile. Hold on. What's that? You see it? Don't that look like lion hair on that crocodile? And lion legs, right? I don't know no crocodiles that got long legs like that. So I'm gonna go back to Enoch and read what he saw when he went to heaven. Who remembers that a third of all heaven fell? Not just a third of the angels, the third of heaven, all the beings. And I told y'all that the beings that fell, it was two. It was the falling away when they got kicked out of heaven, and then when these judges went into the women. So again, when Enoch went to heaven and he was looking at the elements, he saw a chalkadry, strange and wonderful, for their form was that of a lion, and their tail was that of something, and their head was a crocodile. Their appearance was multicolored like a rainbow. So were the fallen angels trying to recreate, because he's multicolored? He's a different brown, yellow, green. He's not all the same color, is he? So what Enoch described when he went to heaven, the Egyptians have on the hieroglyphs. And we're told that these are gods. And we know that the people that fell from heaven were worshipped as gods. And the beings that they created, they tried to recreate heaven on earth. What they were used to seeing in heaven, that's when they started practicing miscegenation and mixing the species because they missed home. And none of the beings down here look like the beings up there. So they started trying to recreate what they was used to seeing. But it didn't turn out the way that when God do something and man try to do it, it's always disastrous. So what they created was monsters. See how the green people was right there with the bird people, and it said they went into all 200 different types of birds. Where they go two different types of bird people right there. There's two different types of bird people right there. See them? They go two different types of bird people. They not the same. And it said they went into two different kinds of animals. They go dog. They went into animals of the field. And they made monsters. Harpies in Egypt? Harpies in Egypt? Bird folks in Egypt. Mm, mm, mm. People with wings, huh? So they tried to recreate what they was used to seeing in heaven, heaven on earth. Here we go. It says their size was 900 measures. Their wings were those of angels, but they have 12 wings each. They accompany and run with the sun, carrying heat and dew, and whatever is commanded them from God. Thus he goes through a cycle and he goes down and rises up across the sky beneath the earth with the light of his rays. And he was there and on track. Hmm. 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 Okay. So give me a second. Looking for one other thing. All right, can y'all go to page 114 in book one? And then I'm going to go after this. Page 114 in book one. Here we go. It's called the cultural. Screenshot that. We on page 114 now. Here we go. You're welcome. It says, we on 8 right there. Y'all see it? It says, and those men took me from there, and they brought me up to the third heaven and set me down there. And then I looked downward, and I saw paradise. And that place was inconceivably pleasant. And I saw the trees in full flower, and their fruits were ripe and pleasant smelling, with every food in yield, and giving off profusely a pleasant fragrance. And in the midst of them was the tree of life, at that place where he, the Lord, takes a rest when he goes into paradise. And the tree is indescribable for pleasantness and fine fragrance, and more beautiful than any other created thing that exists. And from every direction it has the appearance which is gold looking and crimson, with the form of fire. And it covers the whole of paradise, and it has something of every orchard tree and every fruit. So think about the fruit that's in Africa, the fruit that's in South America, the fruit that's in Asia, the fruit that's in America, South America, America, all over the world. Every single fruit, even the ones they still don't even know exist right now, is on this tree. Could you imagine? Could you imagine seeing that? Every fruit. So it's a star fruit on there. It's a kiwi. It's an orange, an apple, a lime, a key lime, a lemon, a mango. The fruit that they said tastes like mango and banana together. The little prickly fruits. Every fruit is on this one tree. That means it's a watermelon hanging on that bad boy. Bananas, all the different kinds. Dragon fruits, pears, all the different kinds. Every fruit. That would be. So now you understand why God was pissed. Like, why? When you have a fruit like this in the garden that you could have ate off of, you chose to eat off the other one. It says, and it has something from every orchard tree and every fruit. So whatever fruit grows on in an orchard, a peach, plum, apple, whatever, and then also the fruit that grows on the ground actually all grows on this tree. Berries. Mind blowing. And it kind of looked like the stump of the tree and the branches kind of look like what they showed us in Jurassic Park, the amber. Like a reddish amber. Like if you think about what the mosquito was in, how it looked kind of reddish amber color, that is what the tree trunk looks like. See through though. And isn't that mind blowing? And guess what? They play in your face because if you go look up Adam and Eve in the tree, it has all the fruits on it. Most times when they show you the depiction of the two white folks, it got all the fruits on it. Not just apples. Some of them, when they depict it, you see that they put all different kinds of fruits on one tree. Now you know why they do that. Because somebody that drew that picture read this. Go look it up. Tree of life with many fruits. Whatever you say in there, whatever you got to put in there. Go look it up real quick, y'all. Please. Because I don't tell nobody what to do either. Y'all see it? Thanks, sir, for another question answered without you knowing. What? Thank you. You're welcome. I didn't know. Ain't that crazy? So you will wonder why when you seen that, why would they draw like that? Because they read this. Because they read this. Crazy, crazy, crazy. They know you've been walking around with your eyes closed, so they don't gotta hide it. They can tell you the truth, and you don't even know what you're looking at. You see it? Yeah, they got different ones. Because different people see life differently when they read it. You see? Okay, so look, this 116, it says, and its root is in paradise at the exit that leads to the earth. And paradise is between the corruptible and the incorruptible. Paradise is between the carnal world that you see and heaven. It's in between them. So it's like in another parallel. Because the corruptible is this. Everything we see could be corrupted. It could be ruined. Incorruptible is heaven where there is no death. So paradise is in between life and death, in a sense, or heaven and earth. And that's normally where they show the tree. And you know what else? It's so crazy now. They saying that the roots of the tree go into heaven. I mean, or at the go into the thing of earth. How do they always show the tree on top of earth? And the four roots go down around the tree, and then the tree of life is holding the earth up. Y'all seen that depiction before? Has anybody ever seen that depiction of the tree of life coming out of earth, and it's wrapped around the roots is wrapped around the earth? Y'all ever seen that? You got to go look it up. I'm sure you've seen it. A lot of people use it as their logos for their businesses. Y'all didn't seen it, and just they had it on commercials and everything. Just go look and you'll see what I'm talking about. In the show Lucifer, they did that. Okay. It be on symbols. Look, y'all gonna be going by coffee shops now and be like, no, they didn't. That's the tree of life. It be in hospitals. They put it in a lot of murals in hospitals and stuff like that. They call it the magnolia tree. Okay. Well, now you know where that comes from. It's all over TikTok too. Yeah, people just ain't thought about it, but y'all done seen it because they used to have it in all the old 80s commercials and early 90s commercials. It was on all the resources and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Isn't that amazing? Now look, let's keep going. It says, and paradise is between the corruptible and incorruptible. The two streams come forth. One, a source of honey and milk, and a source which produces oil and wine, honey and milk, oil and wine. And it divides into four parts, and they go around with quiet movement, and they come out into the east. I'm sorry, into the paradise of Edom, between the corruptible and the incorruptible. And from there they pass along and divide into 40 parts. And it proceeds in descent along the earth, and they have a revolution in their cycle, just like the other atmospheric elements. And there was no unfruitful tree there. And every tree is well fruited, and every place is blessed. And there are 300 angels, very bright, who look after paradise, and with never ceasing voice and pleasant singing, they worship the Lord every day and hour. And I said, how very pleasant is this place. And those men said to me, this place, O Enoch, has been prepared for the righteous, who suffer every kind of calamity in their life, who afflict their souls, who avert their eyes from injustice, who carry out righteous judgment, who give bread to the hungry, who cover the naked with clothing, and who lift up the fallen. And who help injured and the orphans, and who walk without defect before the Lord, before the face of the Lord, and who worship him only. Even for them, this place has been prepared an eternal inheritance. And then right across the street is another place, and we about to read about it. Y'all remember when it said the rich man and Lazarus, they was across that gulf? So it's like being on the top floor of the mall and looking down and being able to see it, even though you're in the same place. Y'all not in the same place. Here we go. And then I'm really about to go after this. I gotta go. All right. It says, and those men carried me to the northern region, and they showed me there a very frightful place. All kinds of torture and torment are in that place. Cruel darkness and lightless gloom. And there is no light there, and a black fire blazes up perpetually, with a river of fire that comes out all over the whole place. Fire here, freezing ice there, and it dries up and it freezes. And very cruel places of detention, and dark and merciless angels carrying instruments of atrocities, torturing without pity. And I said, whoa, whoa, how very frightful is this place? And those men said to me, this place, Enoch, has been prepared for those who do not glorify God, who practice on earth the sin which is against nature, which is child corruption in the anus, in the matter of Sodom, of witchcraft, enchantments, divinations, trafficking with demons, who boast about their evil deeds, stealing, lying, insulting, coveting, resentment, fornication, and murder, and who steal the souls of men secretly, seizing the poor by the throat, taking away their possessions, scammers. Enriching themselves from the possessions of others, defrauding them, scammers, who, when they are able to provide sustenance, bring about death of the hungry by starvation, and when they are able to provide clothing, take away the last garment. You said you're going to heaven. Lies. You don't care about the people that don't got nothing. Don't be talking about your seat in heaven, because it ain't one. Not on the floor you thought. Taking away the last bit of the naked, who do not acknowledge their creator, but bow down to idols which have no souls, which can neither see nor hear, vain gods, constructing images, and bowing down to the vile things made by hands. For all these, this place has been prepared as an eternal reward. You said it ain't no God? Let me show you what is waiting for you. You might want to get your Airbnb information ready. Here's all your information about your Airbnb right there. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back a page. Sorry. This is what your Airbnb, these are all the amenities right there. You might want to take a picture of your Airbnb. That's all the amenities. If you don't care about nobody else and you wouldn't be going and get your, that's your Airbnb stuff you wanted to go read about the Airbnb. It's an eternal one, so you'll want to get to know it real easy and real fast. Go on. Screenshot that so you can know what it's like at the Airbnb you're going to be at. Do it. That way you'll know. You can't say they didn't tell you what was going on at that Airbnb. You're going to know for a fact. Now, I will say this, and and this is not against anybody for your sexual preference, but you don't think that it's weird that it says the child corrupting manner, and most babies are SA'd, the boys in their anus as a young child. And then if they are, most times they never touch a woman, which means they'll never have children most times. And I'm not knocking nobody's sexuality. I'm just saying it says that if that happens to a baby, it corrupts them. And so then they're not fruitful and they don't multiply most times. Now, some people use a donor and whatever else. But for the most part, most gay men don't have children that live, I ain't talking about the DL brothers that have a girlfriend and come back and forth. I'm talking about the ones that a lot of times they don't. And most times, not always, most times that person was touched by a same-sex person when they was a kid and they didn't tell nobody. So their first sexual experience was with the same sex, whether they wanted it or not. And then their body reacts to it, so they think that, well, this is what's going on over here. And I'm not saying everybody. Don't, and that ain't everybody. Okay, I just said that. Because some of y'all parents is dibbling and dabbling and they never told y'all. Because spirits do transfer. And I'm not saying it's a spirit. I'm just saying, I found out my parents used to be on that. Nobody want to say nothing. In the 70s, it was free love, honey. And nobody said that they was in same-sex relationships. They just acted like stuff didn't happen. And then I started having dreams about certain things as a kid and didn't understand why certain things kept coming to me. And found out that some people was on some other stuff before they had children. My mom's coworker said his uncle touched him and unlocked a whole world of trauma. Yep. I already know. Y'all, I done talked to thousands of people in my lifetime. I promise you, I already know. And that's why when people be like, oh, whatever, there are spirits of perversion. There's spirits of I can't think of the word I'm looking for right now. But yeah. No. And perversion doesn't always have to be, it could be a number of things. This is what sex addictions are. Promiscuity. Come on, there you go. Thank you. That's you know what I was. Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 You said you was SA by a woman when you was 5, Miss. Yeah, auntie. Yep. It's a real thing. I understand. Believe me. Lust. That's the word I was looking for, Tyree. Thank you. Spirit of lust. Lust can go anyway. You can have a lust of money, you can have a lust of flesh, you can have a lust of a lot of stuff. See, people don't want to talk about these things and they don't want to talk about how certain things come about, but I be talking about it because I've experienced a lot of it. Been essayed by both sexes. So I understand. Yep. And I understand that that brings a spirit on you. Yeah. But you do realize that the Jezebel spirit was not because she was. Jezebel is a spirit of control and manipulation. And that's what predators do. They control and manipulate you. Or they call it grooming now. See, when people say Jezebel, Jezebel was a spirit of witchcraft control. When we saw that, the spirit of control is like witchcraft. So, because God gives you free will. The Jezebel spirit is control and manipulation, which is what people that's what predators do. They want to control you and they want to manipulate your mind. It's not just the horror spirit. That's not what that's about. The Jezebel spirit is about manipulation and control. Yeah. So hopefully y'all learned something this evening. I'm about to go try to work on this stuff and see if I can get something going. Hmm. Yep. Yeah. 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 So hopefully y'all learned something. I love y'all. I'm about to go try to see what I can do with this shelf. See if my saws and stuff is gonna work. Because my daddy is a carpenter and I am too. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night too. You're welcome. Love y'all too.